فاتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما إنا عرضنا الأمانة على السماوات والأرض والجبال فأبين أن يحملنها وأشفقن منها وحملها الإنسان إنه كان ظلوما جهولا ليعذب الله المنافقين والمنافقات والمشركين والمشركات ويتوب الله على المؤمنين والمؤمنات وكان الله غفورا رحيما.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm not sure, can you all see me or hear what I'm saying?
Yes.
I really see a blank screen here. Okay, alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah khairan. You are all welcome to another edition of OU Will Believe. And just last week we were here, and again we are here again. This is the 190 episode of OU Will Believe since we started, and it's been a very long journey. We've had great times. We've had hiccups. Alhamdulillah, we're still here, and it's really a pleasure for me to be hosting today's session as we're discussing a very important topic. And as a mother myself, I think I really find this topic very of interest and very useful. And on that note, I'll use that opportunity to tell you, whoever you are on this platform at this moment, please share the information, put the poster as your DP, invite your family and friends to be part of the discussion today, because we are having a discussion that is very important for us as parents and for our children. So please do share the link, invite your families and friends, and also make sure that you signpost to all our social media platform, which is where people can watch for free later. Also, I would like to make some couple of announcements before we go into the session proper. The new called Asana campaign, the interest-free loan that we've been, talking about for quite some time now, is still on. We are asking you to grant us a loan of 25,000, or you can form a group, you can do it individually, and inshallah, we would make sure that it is refunded to you. You can trust this platform. It is a reliable organization. The Man UK has been supporting our communities for ages. So it is the time we're calling on you to also support the Old Kent Road Mosque to be rebuilt. And if you want to do that in any way, you can contact the President, Honorable Abdul Jalil, our darling Professor Masood Badiri, and our Mebu Imam Tajuddin Salami, or any other member of the executive team that you might come across. And inshallah, you'll be sure that whatever you give will go to the right use. And also, just to remind you that the third edition of our e-class, what part of the great ways that this community has come together to serve to serve our community, is the production of the e-class newsletter, where we share information, share insight into what is going on in the community, and try to bring all of us together for the good of our community. So look out, the third edition of e-class is going to be out very soon. And on behalf of the management, as well as the membership committee and the publicity committee of the Old Kent Road Mosque and Man UK. I would like to welcome all the new members that have just joined the Muslim Association of Nigeria. You would know that it's indeed a place to be, because there is everything to support one another and to support you individually. So if you're an aspiring member and you're still, thinking about it, this is to also say you are most welcome to join the Man UK Old Kent Road Mosque. And also, would like to invite you to visit the ongoing sites to see what has been done with the donations that you've been making, and perhaps that will also inspire you to do more, and invite your family and friends also to donate, because where it is now, there is nothing that should stop us. And in order for us to see where our money has gone to, what is happening, we're inviting members of the public, if you want to come around and see what's going on, to the mosque rebuilt site. Also, this is to tell you that we need volunteers to help with the mosque collections. So we are going around doing mosque collections towards the rebuild, every means we can to get this mosque rebuild done. So if you want to volunteer, if you are able to, you would really be, that will really be appreciated. So we actually need volunteer. For any information about this, please contact Alhaji Abdurrahman Amode, who should be able to, onboard you and let you know how you can support with that regards. And finally, I would like to talk about the gift aid. As you're donating, let us be able to maximize your donations by, signing up the gift aid, because the more you sign up the gift aid, the more we can, get in support from the government based on the donation you already made. So let us maximize your donation by signing the gift aid. I did say finally, but I think I still have one final list. We are compiling a list of volunteers for the mosque. So if you want to volunteer in any other way aside from all the things I have mentioned, please do contact us at the mosque, and we can definitely have you on board, and there's a lot that needs to be done. So as many volunteers as we can get, we would like to get. And that will now lead me to call on our Quran reciter for today. And just before I call that Quran reciter, I would also like to tell you to please enroll your kids at the Markaz, the Man UK Markaz. We've got slots available, but those slots go quickly. So if you really want your child to be enrolled, please contact the Markaz, the head of Markaz, immediately, and get your child enrolled. And I would like to call, I don't know if Zainab is there. Zainab Williams, are you there to give us the Quran recitation? Zainab? If you are there, if you raise your hand so that we can have you for the recitation. Zainab Williams? Okay. I'm not sure if Zainab is there. I don't know if there is any of our ustads here that will just give us a very short recitation from the Holy Quran. Brother Shams, should I come to you?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى ألم يجدك يتيما فهوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عاقلا فأغنى فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما الساحل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث Sadaqallah al-Azim.
Thank you very much. I am sure I put you on the spot, but the ustazes are never on the spot when it comes to the recitation from the Quran. May Allah bless the reading of the Quran that you've just done. May He bless all of us that have listened to it. May He bless you that you have recited and make it as a good deed for us on the day of Qiyamah. Inshallah, I'm going to hand over to our moderator today. Interestingly, we do not have Professor Masood Baderi because, there are other things, but inshallah, we have very, very capable hands within our means. And because today is a woman thing, I'm really very happy that it's a woman thing because sometimes we need to really show, what we've got. And so today we're going to have a female moderator and somebody who is very, very able and capable to stay, to step in that role whilst we don't have a prof. And that is my amiable sister, my very beautiful sister, Sister Mulkat Ibrahim, that we all call Ayashans, our beautiful Ayashans. So, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'll hand over to you. It's going to be an interesting conversation today, and we all look forward to it.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Jazakillahu khairan, Sister Rashida, for starting us off today. And I want to commend Madam Shams, associatively referred to by Prof, for the beautiful recitation. May Allah make it way high on your Mizan Khair. Viewers and listeners, I'm Malika Ibrahim, your moderator for today's episode of All You Who Believe. And we are, as usual, talking about a very, very important topic. We all say we want the success of our children, so we are talking about how our children can succeed in their GCSE. And who else but do we go for to talk about this for us, if not those who are the experts? As the Quran tells us, let those who do not know, ask those who know. So today I have people who are in-house educationists and who are also parents and who are also mothers. We must not forget that we are told that mothers by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam will be asked about their children. So today I'm going to introduce two very erudite specialists, people who are specialists in this field. One of them is, which I have the honor of introducing, is Alaja Mujida Toyin Mebude. She is a certified teacher with years of experience. She's also a parent and a former education officer. I also have the pleasure of introducing our next speaker, because today is a panelist, Hajia Munira Ajitumobi. Hajia Ajitumobi is an assistant principal, a teacher of over 25 years of working experience. She's also a parent and also a volunteer. So the way you're welcome to today's episode. I don't see Alaja Munira. Can we check if she's in the if she's in the panel, so that she can be upgraded to...
If you're there, if you can just raise your hands, just click on the hand raise button.
She has her hands raised already.
Okay, perfect. Let me just see. I don't know why I can't see her. I think, Brother Shams, you might have to help with promoting, because I don't know why she's not showing on my...
Yeah, her hands are down again. So please, okay, it's up again.
Mm. Yeah. If you can just accept being promoted to panelist. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. So we've got her here now. Thank you.
Okay. So you're welcome, my dear sisters and mothers. So the way this is going to work out is that we are going to be asking some questions. We have 25 minutes to run through those questions between both of you. I just want to let our audience know that these questions had not been given to our speakers previously. So we're just putting it, it's like putting them on the spot. So going by the research briefing of 23rd October 2023, educational outcomes of Black pupils and students says that 69% of Black African pupils attained standard passes in both English and Maths, GCSE, which is higher than the national average of 65%. And then Black African pupils also made progress with an average progress 8 score of plus 0.37. Going by this, we see students, we hear of parents, even as parents ourselves, we always on the top, oh, if our children will do this, their GCSE, we promise them heaven and anything that we can promise them. Does this mean this is right? So I would like, or that we are doing the right thing, or that it's helping our children. So I would like to ask, and I would like my first questions to go to Olaleyemi Budi first. What are the challenges faced by teachers and children in the preparation for the GCSE exams?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. All praise and adoration belongs to Allah, the Lord of Majesty, and I bear witness that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the seal of all prophets, and I pray that Allah continue to be with him, his household, and everyone until the day of the recompense, the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah. Hamabat. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I'm deeply honored to be on this platform again tonight. And I pray that all the deliberations that we do tonight goes in our Mizan care. And to start with the question from Ashams, everybody knows that when it comes to the period of exam, which is around this time, from May until around middle of July, there is always tension, there is always pressure, there's always stress amongst the teachers and the students. And notably among the students, simply because of lack of planning, teachers, as we are, have our ACE cards with us at all times. Brother and Sister Munira will bear me witness for that, because there's always a long preparation for teachers. It is something that we know comes every year, and we have a long list of things to do before the exam comes. But usually, the problem, the issues, the challenges that we normally have are with the students, and notably students that are ill prepared, students that their parents don't monitor, students that parents and notably from African descent, British African descent. We have this problem. We have it among the Caribbean as well, you know, it's across. So I mean, I can only speak about my committee and the issues that parents, you know, teach.
Sorry, Alaja, to interrupt a little bit. There seems to be some kind of interruptions going on. Sorry, Alaja, maybe there's a bit of interruption going on.
Is an internet. I think our internet is buffering.
Yeah, I think so. We can't hear you very well.
Okay. Can you move on to the next speaker while she tries to change her network or mobile device?
Okay. So Alaja Mebude, we just wait for you. The Alaja Mebude was just saying something that was very important about the tension and there may be lack of planning on the parts of students themselves, why teachers have a long time to plan. So I'm just going to go straight to Sister Munira. Please, how best can parents support their children?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalam ala Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
I have to change my device.
Wa ala alihi ashabihi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to everyone.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sorry, sister, what was the question again? Sorry, I lost you.
The question was that how best can parents support their children, given what Alaja Mebude has talked about, the tension in the children and the lack of planning that she has identified, and the fact that teachers do have a long time in planning. That's what she has shared with us so far before we had the interruption with the internet.
Okay, so I call out her. So my point is how parents can support. So what we're looking at is parents got students in year 11. The preparation starts from year 10. It doesn't start now. So parents, this is an ongoing event that at the moment students get into year 11, we do first mock in Christmas. Parents need to be aware of where or at what stage their children are. And this has to be a dialogue between the student, the school, and the parent. The three of them need to work together as a team. And the parent and the teachers need to be speaking the same language, which sometimes is rather unfortunate. Like Sister Maples, they say, we get tension more from parents than we get from the student. And that then gives the students the weapon for them then to be able to fight back, even though you are trying to do what's best for them. So parents need to be in the loop, and parents need to understand what the educational system is all about. Ignorance is not an excuse. And parents need to devote some time to understand what type of subjects, what level their children are working at. Let's say, for example, if your child is being enrolled on foundation in maths and science, don't expect a grade 9. But the only way you can know that your child is doing a foundation is that you've been going to parents' evening. You know what your child had during the mocks 1, mock 2, and what have you been doing beforehand to support your child to ensure that they are performing in the subjects that you chose for GCSE. Some subjects are compulsory. Everybody has to do English, maths, and science. That is compulsory. Then every other thing is in addition. So based on that, what level are your children working at? It's not a scenario, the school, because the school didn't call me, that doesn't mean your child is okay. Regular dialogue between the parent and the school. You work hand in hand with the school. That fosters a good relationship that prevents your child from misbehaving. Now is the period, yes, it is tense now because now your child knows it's now reality. Initially it was denial, like most students initially it's denial, but exam starts next week, inshallah. Now the reality is now setting in. Like as my sister said, if they're not prepared, the lack of preparation, this will start to show. People will end up trying to take a lot in and they end up being stressed.
Thank you.
Which makes it a little bit upsetting, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Sister Munira. I can see that Alaja Mebude has no, or is she back on the call? Is control room Miss Alaja Mebude back on the call?
Not yet.
Okay, I can say that since she's not back, we'll just go on with that. I've noted what Ajay Manira has shared about the awareness that parents need to be aware that it starts from year 10. They need to have, there has to be a dialogue, which is very, very important between parents, teachers, and students themselves. And you have also highlighted that you have more tensions from parents. And parents need to be aware of the subject that their children are doing. And then specifically, if our children are doing foundation, we cannot expect a grade 9. So now that takes us to how do you support young people, these students, especially with this stress management when they are preparing for these exams? It was part of the questions already, but I mean, in the questions, both of you as Elijah Mibude had answered, you've already referred to this tension. So how do you support? I mean, from this is not from the school perspective. How do you, as teachers, as staff of a school, support students with this stress management when they are preparing for these exams?
As school, so like what we do is like we run sessions. So we do exam revision sessions with them. Students have been given their timetable early, at least from December. Students will have been given their GCSE timetable because that has been published by the exam board. And as they do mock 1, mock 2, there will be support in place for them. Extra tuition, extra revision sessions, just to ensure the students are getting themselves used to the exam preparation and how the real exam will look like, because all these exams will be done in the hall under exam conditions so that they understand, and it will be timed. Strict exam conditions, and they'll be doing real exam papers. And it's going to be marked and standardized, and students get their grades. So teachers then do subject each question analysis to see areas that students are not working well in, and that depends on class by class or school by school. They then decide these are the topics that the teacher needs to either reteach, revisit, just to ensure that students understand those topics better in order for them to be able to do well when they go a next round, or even it may be for the real GCSE that the questions may or may not come out, but at least it gives them a heads up that they can then perform better, because by the time they get to the last one, which is the real one, they've done practice twice, so they know what's happening. So when it comes to the real world one, they know what they're doing in terms of answering questions properly, in terms of time management, in terms of them knowing which one do I prioritize. And if I don't know a question, you need to move on to the next one. If you got time, you come back to. Look at the question that will give you more marks. These are the ones you got, and the keywords. Based on the keywords, then that would support them to know this one carries more marks than that one, so they can manage their time well. So they focus on the ones that will give them more marks, then go back to the ones that they'll give, that they know if they've got time, they will do. If they don't have time, alhamdulillah, they've managed to do the ones that will give them the most marks. So that's what we do. We do mentoring sessions, we do counseling, we do bits and pieces and talking to them. And there are places that students can go to that make them aware of that in case they are stressed. Sometimes some of them feel shy that they don't want to. There is support in place for them. And most schools have got that. And most of this information will be published on the school websites just to ensure that parents will be able to access that information. Then they can ask, or even if they can't, parents can call the school to ask for help. If you know your child is struggling, you as a parent have got the right to call the school. But the problem we've got is if you do not have a good relationship with the school before, then this then makes it difficult for you then to call them to ask for help. So that's obviously you maintain a good relationship with the school so that when you need them, they're there. Even before then, they will look out for your child. They will be the one to flag it up for you, because some of our students are very good at masking it. They are one thing in school and another thing at home. They will be the first to flag it up and let you be aware of it, then tell you this is the support we're doing in school. Then we expect you then to be able to back it up at home.
Okay.
Yes,
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, Alaja Midbude, and thank you very much for your submission, Sister Munira. I will just do a brief summary of what Sister Munira has said whilst you were away, Alaja Midbude. So she's really emphasized the tension, the lack of the need for dialogue between teachers and students and parents as well. And she's talked about the awareness and everything. So we've gone on to ask about the question on how does the school deal with the stress management for these students, because you did mention yourself the tension that does exist, and she's gone on to tell us about the mock, the first mock, the second mock, the ability that the support that is there for students, the counseling session, everywhere that they can seek support, and how they know you've taught them, they've given them all the tools to write the exams, basically to know what question carries the most marks, to not struggle, to go to a question that is easier and gets the most mark, and if they have the time, go back to another one. She's explained all of that. So what I just want to ask now that you're here is that what I want to ask you, Elijah, maybe is there a role for religious teachings when children are preparing for this exam? Or what role does religious teachings play?
Okay, Jazakallah khair for that.
Yes.
I think the role of religion is the power of dua by the parents and the student himself or herself. The power of dua cannot be overestimated. And I mean, this is something that I've imbibed with. This is something that I've used million times. This is something that I've helped people with as well, in terms of how they can help their children to pass their exams. Just like my sister Samira said, this year is start from year 10. So we know this is an onerous task on our child. And every able parent will want their children to succeed. So to succeed, we'll go with preparation of reading, and using dua. And I will start with an hadith by this is from Tirmidhi, actually. This hadith about tying your camel. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has this Bedouin that, why have you not tied your camel? And Bedouin answered by saying, I put my trust in Allah, So because you put your trust in Allah, you did not tie your camel? No, it works like that. You have to first of all tie your camel and then have the tawakkul. The tawakkul is having the trust in Allah, So if Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is teaching it with doing that, this is actually relevant to us parents, to students, and even in all our walks of life. You cannot say you put your trust in Allah, you have tawakkul, without actually doing the hard work. The hard work comes first. And the hard work that comes with prayer, with dua, with the power of dua, is what will make our students to be successful. What will make our children to be successful. Inshallah. So having dua, regular dua, is very important. And there are many duas that we can teach our children. Very simple ones. I mean, the simplest of it is the one that is very popular. Robi Zidane Iliman Nafian. It's very, very, very light on our tongue, but very powerful. We need to teach our children to make dua. And we should do it with them, and we should do it for them. That is the lightest one. And there are more, Robi name a global fantasy. Another light one that is very good. Robi name a global fantasy. And then the one that I read, I love it. It's from Surah Taha, Surah 20, I think from verse 25 to 28. Robi Shirali Sodiri, Wayasiri Hamri, Waolu Kudatami Nisani, Yafkolu Kolin. It's a very powerful dua, especially if our children are facing difficulty with some subjects. This is a dua that should be said many times, many times. And the meaning, oh, my sustainer, open my heart and make my task easy for me, and losing the knot from my tongue so that they might fully understand my speech. If your examiner understands your speech, if they understand where you're coming from, you will get good mark. I am an examiner for AQA. I marked GCSE paper for AQA. And you don't see names of students, you see the ID number. But you are appalled by what students will write, and they want to get good marks. And then you will see some students who are very diligent. They pay attention to detail, and they will lay everything out in total, that you'll be very happy. There will be sequence, you'll be very sequential. That you just don't want to leave that paper. You keep reading, and you give them good marks. So I went from the power of dua and the hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam about tying our camel, about tawakkul. Tawakkul is very important, but we need to put in the hard work. And it is us, the parent, that will help our children. This is the time where we're not supposed to fight them. Whatever they do, let's try and persevere in order for them to have a very homely environment, in order for them to be able to read without any hindrance. This is the time to try and cook good food for them, give them balanced diet, you know. So apart from making dua, there are lots of things that parents can do. I'll stop there for now. I'm sure there will be opportunities.
Thank you very much. And I'm also mindful of time, because we do try to keep time on this program. We run over a few minutes, but I will just go to the final question now. Before I know I have a feeling that there will be a lot of questions from our audience. So, but now it's 7:42. I want to ask this question, Sister Munira, and I think both of you will answer maybe in just one minute. What is the role of the community? We all belong to a community. Why are we talking about this on All You Believe in? So what is the role of the community in ensuring the overall success of our children? Sister Munira, please, 1 minute. Thank you.
My taking on that is, the community is just there to encourage and support and look out. But due to people now trying to, fair enough, if you know the children are in year 11, then you can at least have the conversation with them that, how is it going? You know, Allah will help you, stay focused, be strong. I hope everything will work out for you, inshallah. They're there to communicate and to support. But sometimes people are not aware this one is in year 11 or that child is in. So it depends on how open the parents are in communicating or making the community to be aware that, or if the community is aware that these children are in GCSE state, or if you know who they are. Like if they're in the school where you're working or something that you know, then they have that dialogue or that conversation with them. But sometimes you may not know, it's maybe after they okay, when they do well, alhamdulillah, or things like that. If not, maybe Allah guide us just to be able to support them with the next stage or where to move on. But ideally, it's just to support, encourage, and like Elijah Mubeji said, this is not the time to fight with them. All the needs you need to be closer to your children, to have an honest conversation with them. If one paper doesn't work out, there are 2 more papers to do. So that's the support. Yeah.
Thank you. So Elijah, maybe do you want to add a bit more on how the community as a whole can support our children with the overall success?
I mean, we are the community. We are the community. Apart from the religious leaders, we are the community. And the best way to support is lending hand. If I know your daughter or your son, Sister Monica, is doing an exam, it's my role as another mother within the community to call you and pray with you and see how, I mean, I'm a teacher. Even if I'm not a teacher, you know, talk about it. See how you can help, you know. But in terms of religious leader, this is the time to have dua for all our children. The role of dua with religious leader within the community cannot be overemphasized. We should always be seasonal in the way we make our dua. The seasonal is the fact that the exam is starting. So we should always, in our different salatus and different adhikri that we do, remember these children, you know, in our dua, because it's not an easy task. We're making it easy. It's consistent effort from everybody. When I say everybody, from the child who is doing the exam, from the parents, and from the external relations, which is the community. It should be a joint effort, a collaborative effort. And the role that we can play is to make dua, assist in whatever way. For example, like I said, I'm a teacher. If anybody needs help, they can always come to me and say, Elijah, what can we do? So those are the role of the community.
Thank you very much for that, Elijah Mebude. As it is on the program, I know that there will be lots of questions, but I just want to go straight to control room to just run an appropriate promo for just 1 minute, and we'll be back. Control room.
The Old Kent Road Mosque urgently needs your help to complete the new mosque under construction. We need 100 people to loan us £25,000 each, or whatever you can, as Qard Hassan for the completion of Phase 2.
Diverse community around here.
Make the Ummah grow.
Donate as much as you can.
Brothers and sisters, we need Qard Hassan to finish building our mosque.
The mosque is committed to prompt repayment of your non-interest loan. Come forward and help us build the house of Allah. The Old Kent Road Mosque.
Choose which space your bricks of barakah will build. Old Kent Road Mosque in the heart of London needs your urgent support. Donate your share now to invest in your akhirah, rebuild the house of Allah, and support our growing community. Phase 1 has been completed and £3 million is needed to complete the next phase. Stack your sadaqah with bricks of barakah. Donate today by visiting launchgood.com/bricks of barakah.
Thank you very much, Control Room. Welcome back, all of you. Yeah, we've just seen that we still need the Qard Hassan. The adverts has already spoken for themselves, the bricks of barakah. So I would like to see if we tell you about everything people have been donating for us for this program and for the rebuild of our mosque. If somebody is in-house to give us a financial report for maybe just a couple of minutes. So because we intended to do this before today. Is there anybody in-house to give us the financial reports? Okay. I'm
not sure if there's someone today. I think it's built to happen next week.
Next week. All right then.
Financial
Okay. Yeah. So that takes us straight to the question. So Control Room, do we have any hands up, any hands raised, or?
Yes, please do put your questions in the Q&A. Raise up your hands, or if you want to talk directly to our panelists, or But I've got a question here from someone who says, "Can our mothers here advise a child who gets like panic attack when they get into the exam? They've prepared so well for the exam, but they get into the exam and they run blank because they have panic attack. What advice can you give them?"
Who would like to go first? Elijah Mebude, 1 minute, and then Sister Monira can add on to that.
Funny enough, I was reading something a few days ago about stress management during exams, and I think what is really important is for our students or our children to learn how to distress. If they're reading, they have to read with concentration. And to read with concentration is not to read all at a go. It's to read like you do 25 minutes and then you have 5 minutes break. If you do that regularly, your mind will be at rest. We need to have a strategy of reading. And this is what we need to encourage our children to do. There's something called Pomodoro technique, which is what I've just said. The Pomodoro technique is you read for 25 minutes and you have 5 minutes break in between. So that is one way of having concentration, because reading is about concentration. Panic attack will come when you are very stressed. And the way to manage stress is to listen to motivational speeches, listen to motivational speakers, try and listen to good ulamas, listen to lectures, that will calm you. These are the things that we parents need to encourage our children to do. Like we keep saying, this GCSE is 2 years affair. So if this has started from year 10, I'm sure by the time we get to year 11, we get to exam period, the child would have been able to manage him or herself. And don't, what I wanted to say again is the role of well-being officers in schools. We need to visit them regularly for them to give us strategy. It's their job, it's paid job, that's what they're there for. So those kind of students should make use of well-being officers and career advice, not career, well-being officers to help them to manage their stress, because it's about stress management.
Thank you very much. Sister Munira, do you have anything to add?
In addition to my sister, that they need to work on their breathing techniques.
Yeah.
So that is another thing that they can do. The students that do have panic attacks need to know what triggers it in the exam, and they need to work on their breathing technique. And part of them being resilient is then to be able to stop what they're doing, do work on the breathing techniques or breathing exercise for them to calm down, then start again without them giving up on themselves. And our sister said, if they've been having that issue before, that will have been identified, or the student will flag you up with the school, and they will have provided adequate support so that by the time they're doing the final GCSE, that will be something of a pass, inshallah, for that particular student.
Thank you very much. Any more questions, control room? Do we have any further questions?
Hand raise, Wale, please.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
My question is actually about the role of rest in managing stress. Assalamu alaikum.
Did you get that, Sister Alaja?
No, I didn't.
He said, what I understand is the role of rest in stress management.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes. I mean, rest is very important. And like I already said, this is the time to monitor our children to make sure that they get at least 8 hours sleep. Rest is very important. I remember when we were younger, we'll be reading up until the wee hour of the exams. We'll be drinking coffee and, I mean, it doesn't help us. The coffee, the caffeine, and the sugar actually causes more anxiety. It causes stress level to rise. So the best thing is to stay hydrated by drinking a lot of water and eating a balanced diet meal around the time of your exams. And these are the things that parents will do. Balanced diet meal and having 8 hours sleep. There are ways. It's difficult. You can't go to your son's room and say, oh, chop cola nuts. Yes, my brother. Yes. Those are our techniques when we were at school, at universities in Nigeria. But then these are Gen Z generation, millennial children. They're difficult. They're different. Don't let me use the word difficult. They're different. So we need to find a way of managing our children to make sure that they are getting enough sleep. And this is what I mean by saying this is not the time to fight them. This is the time to pamper them. This is the time to help them, because we know how big GCSE is. Yeah.
I was on that note, I just wanted to say something. We're supposed to bring a young person here to talk from a young person's point of view, because it's good for the voice of our children to also be heard in all of this. They're in the center of it all. So I was going to say, I hear the parents be engaged, be aware, do not quarrel with them, or do not chop cola nuts, do not drink coffee, it's not good for you. But then we have parents who breathe down their children's necks. Oh, give me a star and I'll buy you a BMW. They buy, give me this and I'll give you this phone. Give me this and I'll take you on holidays. They buy so many books for the children. If your child is sleeping, soon you are sleeping, you have exams, you are wasting the time away. That's some kind of pressure as well. And we cannot ignore that does not happen in our homes. So what do we say to those kind of parents and the tension they put their children on? What can you advise? And I'll go to Sister Munira to talk about that.
That is really, really funny, to be honest with you. I know we African parents, we want the best they need to do so they can say, yes, my daughter had 9 A's or 20, whatever. But the issue now is try not to put too much pressure on your child. at this point in time, you need to know what your child's capability is. Now is the time for you to win their trust, have an honest conversation with them. Now you're starting your GCSEs. I know you've been preparing for it. I pray things work the way it is, but keep on encouraging them every day. In terms of sleeping, I just want to add to my sister said, yes, 8 hours, all the devices, their mobile phone, their laptop, their whatever gadget or whatever they, you know better than I do, that they've got, all that needs to be out of the way so that they can have that sound sleep. If they can't sleep, everybody should have chamomile tea at home. Let them have some chamomile tea for them just to relax their nerves, for them to have a good night's sleep. You do not want a scenario that you think your child is sleeping, but they are online. All this is no, 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 no during the exam time. When they come, you give them a time to do that. Then they take their phones, put it to one side. It could be in the living room or something, but they should not be sleeping with that at the moment because the generation Z, which we said, will get distracted with their phones and will not sleep.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm also aware of the time. I'm also aware of parents who have said that the children, where children have said they need their laptops to read their book. They need their phones to talk with other members of the group of, school students like them to study. So for some parents, whilst you have shared that with us, it might be a bit difficult to take all devices away from school, especially as schools have also encouraged children having devices. I just want to put that out there. Also, our children.
Sorry to interrupt, my sister. It's when they want to sleep.
Sleep, okay.
If you say now I'm going to go to bed, that's what I'm talking about. Not when they're in the evenings revising, no. But time, this is sleeping time, no devices time. So everything, even the TV, everything needs to be switched off. That's what I meant. Not when they're doing their meeting or whatever with their colleagues or with the school.
Also, talking from a young person's point of view, who said that the mother gives them fish because they said the omega is good for the brain, that they will want a bit of ease from that. Also, there are students who are doing subjects that their parents had chosen for them for their GCSE. A lot of children, parents want their children to be engineers, to be doctors. They push them into science, and the children just want to do music or ICT. So because they have taken this subject from the onset, they can no longer monitor the progress of the child. So when the child gets to the GCSE stage, they find it really difficult and they don't come out with the desired results. So please, can you shed a bit of light on this about parental expectations or, about things like this, the career pathways for our children? Thank you. And that will be the last question for today. Elijah, maybe with day, please. And I want Sister Munira to be very brief. We have 2 minutes left. Or if I appeal to our audience, maybe for another 2-3 minutes, we can go over. But please, I want us to see if we can address these questions in just one minute each. Elijah, maybe.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We are in an era where people should have wised up. And when I say people, I'm talking about us parents. We should have wised up to the fact that those era of our time have gone. Because these are the things that we inherited from our parents. I want my son to be a doctor. I want my son to be a lawyer. I know a lot of my children's friends who are lawyers and they never practiced because it isn't something that they want to do. In fact, there's a particular boy, who said to his parents, I don't want to be a lawyer. I want to be a police officer. So he now went to, after he finished his degree as a lawyer, he now went to enroll at a police college. It is about managing expectations. It's always good for a child to do what they enjoy. And this is where the career advisor comes in. What do you enjoy doing? Is a question that should be on parents' lips. We shouldn't be forcing our children to be lawyers, to be doctors, to be whatever that we want them to be. It should come from them, because whatever comes out of passion from our children is what they will follow. Otherwise, it will be a case of, okay, I've got your certificate for you as a lawyer, and then I want to do my own thing now, which is what we are saying in the society these days.
Thank you very much, Sister Munira. I'm sure you agree with that, and you may not have any other thing to add to what Elijah Mebude has shared. And so, this has been a very interesting time. I want to thank both of you very much again for giving us the time and for sharing this knowledge with us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase your knowledge, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make our children Qurrat and uni for us and for the community of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And it is our usual practice to give an OU believe verse for the day. And what I have chosen is in Quran chapter 4, verse 59, where Allah says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu atiullah wa atiur rasul wa ulil amri minkum. And that says, oh, you who have believed, obey Allah and obey the messenger and those in authority over you. Now we obey Allah and the messenger in taking care of our children, in raising them. But we speak to people who are in authority, people who know Alaja Mebudi, Alaja Munira, so many imams here, people around us, in ensuring that we do this very well. I will now use the opportunity to thank you all again, all our viewers, and then hand over to our anchor for today, Sister Rashida Hassan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you very much, Aya Shams, Alaja Mebude, and my daddy, my darling sister Munira, for that very beautiful and inspiring conversation. And I'm sure that we've all learned a lot from everything you've said. And as parents, as children who are writing the exams, as teachers, we've taken one thing or the other from all what you have said. And because we've taken one thing or the other from all what you have said, I'm going to please appeal to people to just grant me 1 minute to call our Imam Tajuddin Salami and Imam Kazim Fatai to please do a special prayer for our children as they are going to start their exams next week. Those of them that are writing GCSE and those of them that will be writing A-levels. Like we said, the prayers is very important. That is how the community can support. And I know you will believe we want to support our children. So Imam Tajuddin Salami and Dr. Kazim Fatai, please just, make it very brief, just special prayers for our children.
Jazakumullah khairan, Sister Rashida. May Allah reward you. I thank everybody for coming for this beautiful lecture about our children. Well, you have said it all right. We cannot ask Allah for anything without thanking Him for what He has done previously. May Allah in His mercy bless these children and make their exam is very, very joyful for them. May Allah bless them. And may Allah help them. اللهم ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانظرنا على القوم الكافرين ربي زدني علما. May Allah give all of them the knowledge, inshallah. إنا أعطينا بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر. I thank the two speakers, may Allah reward them, and you, the moderator, and all those who participate in the program. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wa la aqbat lil muttaqin wa la udwana illa ala zalimin. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give our children tawfiq in their exam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make them the successful children, inshallah. All our discussion today, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase in knowledge and wisdom, inshallah, and for our listening throughout the world. Surah Al-Fatiha. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Amin.
Thank you. Thank you very much to our darling Imams for that beautiful prayers, and we pray Allah accepts the prayers more than the way we have said it, because He is the one that answers prayers. And on that note, we've come to the end of today's episode of OU Believe. We hope to see you next week when we shall be discussing another interesting topic. And I want to say big thank you on behalf of all the team to our two contributors today, Alaja Mibude and Sister Munira. Thank you very much for your time and for the knowledge shared. And with that, see you next week, Wednesday, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Choose which space your bricks of barakah will build. Old Kent Road Mosque in the heart of London needs your urgent support. Donate your share now to invest in your akhirah. Rebuild the house of Allah and support our growing community. Phase 1 has been completed and £3 million is needed to complete the next phase. Stack your sadaqah with bricks of barakah. Donate today by visiting launchgood.com/bricks of barakah.
بينك أنت وبين الله هل لك صدقات تخفى لا يعلمها إلا الله قصص لا تكشف إلا بكتابك حين ترى الله ما حراك بهذا أن يكبر قدرك عند الله.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. إنا عرضنا الأمانة على السماوات والأرض والجبال فأبين أن يحملنها وأشفقن منها وحملها الإنسان إنه كان